POS tab allows you to process various transactions. While on the Single Input tab, you can enter in all of the information needed to process a transaction. Use these drop-down boxes to choose the merchant and the terminal. A magnetic stripe card reader is required for merchants to process swiped transactions for card-present transactions. If the card is present and you have the appropriate reader, place your cursor in the credit card number field, then swipe the card through the reader. The credit card number, cardholder's name, and expiry date fields will automatically populate. Once the card number fields are populated, you won't need to enter any other data unless you want to enter something in one of the optional reference fields. To complete the transaction, click on Process Transaction. We will proceed with this demo as if the card is not present. These are the transactions available for processing. Let's choose to make a purchase transaction. If your terminal is set up as e-commerce, but you need to run an occasional retail or Moto transaction, you can override the terminal type from this menu. Here you can enter in optional descriptor information to appear on a customer's credit card statement. Merchants can use these fields to describe the product that was bought and provide a customer service phone number, email, or URL. Entering this additional information can help to reduce the risk of chargebacks. This feature can be turned on under the Administrative tab, which we will show you later in this demo. Click the Process Transaction button. A view of the receipt is displayed here. You have the option to print a receipt if connected to a receipt printer, or you can email the receipt to the customer. Select the Quick Key link. This area will let you enter a transaction a bit quicker than the single input method. Let's choose a purchase transaction. You can upload up to a 250 transaction batch file by clicking on this link. Please make sure that the file is in a .csv file format. Those transactions uploaded from the .csv file are shown here. You can process all of these transactions by clicking on the Process button. All of the transactions now show as processed. You can view, search, and retrieve details regarding transactions by clicking on the Transactions tab. The R and V buttons shown here stand for Return and Void. Let's create a return transaction by clicking on the R button. Enter the amount you want to refund. Click the Submit Refund button. The receipt for the refund is shown here. You can view audit history by selecting the clock icon next to the transaction. Let's void a transaction. Click the Void Transaction button. The receipt for the refund is shown here. The Advanced Search tab gives you full feature search capability. You can search records in numerous ways. Let's do a search by cardholder. Select John Smith. John Smith's transactions and details are displayed in this view. You can change the way you view various data by clicking on the Preferences tab. You can see that the expiry and auth fields have disappeared from this view. Now let's put those fields back into view. You can see that the expiry and off fields have reappeared in this view. The Reports tab houses reconciliation reports for closed and pending batches. You can use these reports in conjunction with the client line reporting. You can search reports by date, merchant, and outlet. You can find different plans for recurring transactions in the Recurring tab. You can use these links to query a plan and transactions associated with that plan. You can upload up to 128 megabytes or 10,000 transactions by clicking on the Upload from File link. Let's create a plan by clicking the Create Plan link. Here's how to create a recurring transaction. The recurring transaction has been successfully set up. The Payment Pages tab is the area where the merchant can set up their host checkout configuration. You can also optimize your payment page for mobile devices by simply clicking the Mobile Style Enabled box. This will enable your payment page to be viewed properly on any mobile device. You can preview your payment page in both normal view and mobile device view by clicking here. The mobile payment page sample is shown here. The payment page sample is shown here. You can view users, all associated terminals, and corporate addresses by clicking on the Administration tab. Merchant admin users can create new user roles within their given merchant accounts. These Global Gateway E4 user roles include Read-Only, POS, and Merchant. Merchant admin users can also update and change user passwords. You can add a new user by clicking on the Create a New User link. Click on a user to review their information. Click on the Preferences tab. You can choose the preferred language. You can see a chain of terminals and outlet hierarchy by clicking on the Terminals tab. You can also change the cutoff time for daily transaction reporting from this screen. Here is where you can change your terminal type to retail, Moto, or e-commerce. The entry of dynamic soft descriptors within the RPM will be facilitated by a rule at the outlet level. To enable the rule, simply check the box. Once checked, the optional soft descriptors field will appear on the POS and recurring transaction screens. The Restrictions area deals with duplication checking and refund checking. AVS and CVV2 filters are a system of exclusion. The condition you check will be filtered out. You can use velocity controls to perform actions on maximum sale, minimum sale, amount of day volume, and day card usage amounts. Click on this link to see options for 3D Secure. Congratulations!